All right, folks, check this out. Donald Trump and his White House are in full-blown panic mode right now because the clip on your screen went insanely viral overnight. They were so furious about this video that they actually responded on Twitter already with some expletives. So I'm going to show you their response and more in just a moment. But to give you some context, Donald Trump right now is in Asia. He's visiting different countries and different leaders. And currently, he's in Japan. So last night, the Japanese prime minister held a ceremony for him where the U.S. delegation was there, Japanese leaders were there, there was a military band, a presentation of the Japanese self-defense force, and more. And it appeared that the Japanese leader, the prime minister, wanted to go around the room so they could say hi to people. And Donald Trump, while walking around the room, just got completely lost and disoriented. He was kind of aimlessly walking around and looked very confused. And this clip is concerning for a number of reasons, but especially since we just learned that Donald Trump got a secret MRI and didn't tell anybody. So look, I want to play this clip for you, show you the White House response, show you an article on this. But before we do any of that, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below, drop a like on the video, comment, let me know what you think about the story. Without further ado, let's start with this clip, and you'll see what I mean. Just have a look. Like, are you kidding me? The Japanese prime minister is literally trying to have to guide the president of the United States around the room. Look at her right here. This was initially pointing, telling him, hey, here's where to walk, here's where to go. And then later he just pauses and she's like, hey, can we get a move on? Can you keep moving, Grandpa? Why are you stopping? And he just stood there and didn't realize until she physically touched him to be like, hey, we gotta move.
Yeah, it's not looking good, Donald. Donald Trump's health appears to be just rapidly deteriorating before our eyes. Every day it seems to be getting worse. Yesterday, a press conference in the Oval Office where he again fell asleep, and that followed that bizarre manic episode he had in a national address where he just started like shouting and yelling at this pressurized speech. And a lot of medical professionals are out there now saying something is seriously wrong. Finally, the media is covering it. I mean, you got an article from the New York Times saying it was one thing when Mr. Trump called a reporter piggy or casually threatened to put a half dozen members of Congress to death or labeled all Somali immigrants garbage. But now, many in Washington are wondering if the leader of the free world has lost it. David Rothkopf goes, I have some thoughts. Trump's televised manic episode may have set new world records for lunatic, mendacious vapidity, and more. You know, and Donald Trump's holding these holiday events where he keeps on like begging for some assurance that it's going to be okay. I'm healthy, right? I'm healthy. No, Donald, you're not. And he's shouting out to his sycophants like Dr. Ronnie Jackson. I'm healthier than Obama, aren't I, Dr. Ronnie? Ronnie, I'm healthier than George W. Bush, aren't I, Ronnie? Yes, Donald. Yes, Donald. You want to take another cognitive exam, Donald? Would you like to take another Montreal cognitive dementia test, Donald? Here's Donald Trump saying that at the holiday party. Here, play this clip.
But Doc Ronnie, the reason I like him, he was a doctor, the White House. He took care of Bush, took care of Obama, took care of Trump. And the fake news right over here, they said to him, Doctor, could we ask you a question? Yes, what would you like? Who's the healthiest, Bush, Obama, or Trump? He said there's not even a contest. By far, the healthiest is President Donald J. Trump. I said, I love that guy. That guy is great. I'm sure that Bush and Obama don't feel the same way, but who the hell cares, right? But I want to thank you, Ronnie. You've been great in every way, and you've been a great congressman, and you're not a congressman that I had to call. I never had to call you at 2 a.m. to get your vote, did I? Huh?
The fact that even when we are seeing with our both eyes, they will still keep denying it and making it look like everything is okay is what is really amazing. And a lot of people have literally said that one of the media that really did not bring out things as it is this news broadcasters in America. They said a lot of things that are supposed to be said as blunt as it is are literally covered for reasons they know best. This has literally not been news. This has not been the first time that his health issues are circulating. But the more people keep seeing that it's getting worse, the more they keep hiding it. Imagine the first clip where he will literally need to be controlled by a prime minister of another country. Like, do you think that all is literally well? But anyways, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share, and credits belong to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, and also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. With that being said, let's continue watching this video. I'll be back with commentaries. For disclaimers, this is not me defaming anyone. Please pardon me. This is me just bringing my own unopinionistic opinion, okay? Let's go continue. I'll be back with commentaries.
We are less than 20 minutes from seeing Trump live for the first time in over a week. We are going to get a real-time image of what he actually looks like and probably how his health is. I, for one, cannot wait to see how they will dress him up, put on his makeup, hide him in clothes, and do whatever they can to make his health look acceptable. But we will be looking for signs that his health is deteriorating because, as you can remember, the people on the right went hard over Biden, and rightfully so. Most of us were looking forward to Biden stepping down. Many of us wanted it to happen sooner, but it didn't. And unfortunately, it was too late. However, it is very clear that Trump is not doing well. And there's a reason why it was too late. However, it is very clear that Trump is not doing well. And there's a reason why.
Everybody's celebrating Trump's apparently deteriorating health. I'm not celebrating it at all, because if he were to kick the bucket, he beat the second Venezuelan president that they'd lose in a year. That's sad.
Wow, these Fox hosts were having a total panic on air as Donald Trump's been called out for his declining cognitive abilities and his rapidly accelerating, diminishing health. Lots of people have been speculating that Trump has some serious cardiovascular and or kidney and or liver issues, and you can see the discoloration in his hand. It looks like Queen Elizabeth, frankly, looked before she passed, the way her hand look. Donald Trump's ankles are as cankily swollen as can be, and California Governor Gavin Newsom is calling Donald Trump out and saying it looks like Donald Trump has dementia. This sends Fox into utter chaos. Let me show you what went down yesterday. Play this clip.
Shows you the level that he's at, where he's suggesting the president has dementia. I'm not even going to read it, but it's basically him questioning Grok and asking, what is the byproduct of dementia.
Then California Governor Gavin Newsom's office responded, doctors have a term for someone who rants endlessly, repeats lies constantly, and grows more incoherent by the day. Hint, hint, it rhymes with babentia. Do you know what the word is? It is dementia. Yay. Well, here's Queen Elizabeth one more time. Here's Donald Trump's hand right there. You see he's trying to cover it up with makeup. Donald Trump was not seen since Wednesday. He purportedly went golfing yesterday. He then went on a rant about a subcontractor who he didn't like, who put in the ground, and it looked really bad. And Trump says the subcontractor sucks and he's not going to pay the subcontractor. But look at Donald Trump's hand right there. Do you see it right there? He did not look well in that photo either. And then on Fox, they tried to say, look, this is just Donald Trump being authentically him. This is what he is. He does all caps. That's his brand right there. No one can really imitate him. Here, play this clip. No one is trying to replicate or imitate him. We're mocking him. Newsom is mocking him. We are showing how stupid this all is. We are showing how ridiculous this all is. And then you have, again, the same panel on Fox as they're losing it over Donald Trump's mental health. They're like, Crockett, Jasmine Crockett, AOC, Swalwell, and Empty Suit Newsom. They're not alphas. Look at the alphas. Trump, Kristi Noem, Pete Hegseth, Duffy. Those are alphas. Alphas, everybody. Alphas. What are you talking? These are the biggest freaking weirdos in the world, including this whole panel. The hell are you even talking about? Here, play this clip. All right, they got to bring on Anna Paulina Luna, MAGA Republican congresswoman that's not really even her real name. She's like changed her name multiple times, I think, just like J.D. Vance has like multiple names.
Had it up to 4, and then we had a death, and death is very bad when you're the speaker and you have a majority of 2 or 3. But we had a death, and then we had another death, and we had some things, and it's... but we're looking very strong. We had one man who was very ill. It looked like he wasn't going to make it. I don't know. I won't mention his name. Should I? Do other people know his name? Do you want to mention it? He'll be proud. Go ahead. Tell him the story.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. President. Congressman Neil Dunn of Florida had some real health challenges, and it was very serious, and had a pretty grim diagnosis. And I mentioned it to the president, and I said, Congressman Dunn is a real champion and a patriot because he's still coming to work. And if others got this diagnosis, they would be apt to go home and retire. And
what was the diagnosis?
It was, I think it was a terminal diagnosis.
He would be dead by June.
Okay, that wasn't public, but yeah, okay. It was grim. That's what I was going to say. I don't think
with a heart problem, by the way. This was a heart problem.
Right. So the long story short, the president called him to encourage him and thank him, and they had a conversation.
My fellow Americans, what the fuck was that? I'm a physical therapist with a doctorate in my field and 14 years experience working in home health care, treating geriatric patients with dementia and cardiac issues, like everybody mentioned in this video. That was frontotemporal dementia from the President of the United States. His frontal lobe is atrophying or shrinking inside of his skull, and your frontal lobe is the filter that keeps your limbic system or your emotional center from running the show 100%. Trump is so proud of himself for saving Neil Dunn's life that he cannot help but want to talk about it. Never mind the fact that there is absolutely no fucking way that the Republicans will keep a majority in Congress after the November midterms. By the way, folks, Neil Dunn is a goddamn surgeon. You think he hadn't considered whatever intervention they provided, which appears to be maybe a cardiac stent or two? Trump only mentions it in passing. I think that Trump got his doctors involved to strong-arm Neil Dunn into undergoing a procedure that Dunn did not like the cost-benefit ratio of. He was probably told by a cardiologist, or just knew from his own medical knowledge, that it was probably too risky to go under anesthesia to have something done for his heart. But remember, Trump needs his fucking vote, right? Not to mention that neither Mike Johnson nor the president have permission to share this information. It's a clear violation of HIPPA laws, federal law. That's why Mike Johnson seems a little terrified. And then Trump slaps him on the back, almost as a way of saying, it's fine, buddy. It's giving Marco just gave me a note. Say he's got 2 months before he aspirates on a Big Mac, gets pneumonia that he can't recover from, or they're forced to impeach him or invoke the 25th Amendment. It might take me a week to get through all the shit he said in the last 48 hours, folks, so stay tuned. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
All right, folks, check this out. We have some pretty major news regarding Donald Trump's health. This is the topic that the Trump regime likes to stay away from the most. They never answer questions about it. They're not transparent whatsoever. They don't even give us updates on his massive swollen ankles, the bruising on his hands, or his very clear mental decline. They just kind of run away whenever this is brought up, which is exactly why I'm covering this story tonight. And I saw this statement from the White House earlier today, and it just raised a bunch of red flags for me. So I have this to show you, plus many more things in the news regarding Trump's health. But before we get into all of it, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. It goes an incredibly long way. I really appreciate it. Make sure to drop a like on the video, comment. I need to hear from you. I want to know what you think is going on with Trump's health, if anything. Maybe I'm wrong. You can let me know in the comments. But without further ado, let's dive in. Let's not waste any more time. So this was a statement put out from Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, earlier today. It's on your screen right now, and it reads, and this is the entire thing. There's no more to this. Quote, on Friday morning, Donald Trump will visit Walter Reed Medical Center for a planned meeting and remarks with the troops. So that in of itself, perfectly fine, no problem.
Remember this guy?
I feel raped. That's how I feel. Raped, frightened, and sad.
That's Dr. Howard Borstein, who was Donald Trump's personal physician for 39 years. In 2015, he wrote a letter attesting to the superiority of Donald Trump's health and wellness. In it, he wrote, I have been the personal physician of Mr. Donald J. Trump since 1980. Mr. Trump has no significant medical problems. Mr. Trump has had a recent complete medical examination that showed only positive results. To those future physicians among you, typically, when you have a patient get medical tests and the results are positive, that's a bad thing. To continue, he suffered no form of cancer, has never had any hip, knee, or shoulder replacement, or any other orthopedic surgery, which potentially undermines the whole idea that Donald had bone spurs so severe that it prevented him from serving his country during Vietnam. If elected, I can state unequivocally, Mr. Trump will be the healthiest individual ever elected to the presidency, which is totally a thing we can test. I mean, we all knew it was bullshit at the time, and it was kind of funny. But because Borstein's letter was so odd and over the top, it covered over the fact that we actually never got to know anything about Donald's actual physical health. No test results were ever released, positive, negative, or otherwise. And then we find out that the reason the letter was so weird and hyperbolic is because Donald dictated it to Dr. Borstein. And then, of course, it got even weirder.
Breaking news, CNN learning exclusively tonight that President Trump dictated that letter, that infamous letter from his lawyer on his health. Remember his lawyer, we usually talk about lawyers on this program, his doctor on his health. It was back in 2015. Now, this is according to his former personal doctor, Harold Bornstein. This comes as Bornstein is also claiming tonight that Trump's former bodyguard and a lawyer raided his office for the president's medical records.
There's nothing suspicious in that at all. I mean, who among us has not sent bodyguards to our doctor's offices to seize our medical files? I mean, it's not like Donald was trying to hide anything, right? He totally deserves the benefit of the doubt. And then there's this guy. That's Dr. Ronnie Jackson, who served as the White House doctor under both the Obama and Trump administrations. He had a reputation for handing out such massive quantities of sedatives and stimulants to White House staff without prescription that he became known as Dr. Feelgood and the Candyman. His behavior was so egregious and included actually drinking to excess on the job, which, by the way, if you are the physician of the President of the United States, is probably not the most responsible thing to do.
A scathing new report characterizes former White House physician Dr. Ronnie Jackson as a verbally abusive boss and as careless with substance use while on duty. The report, released today by the Defense Department's Inspector General, alleges Jackson, while serving as White House physician under Presidents Trump and Obama, routinely screamed at subordinates, intimidated and belittled them, sometimes calling them idiots, lazy effers, and mother effers, and that he made sexual and denigrating comments about a female subordinate.
He was demoted from admiral to captain. But of course, because he's a Republican, and Republicans are now allowed to fail up all the time, he was elected to Congress in 2020. Thanks, Texas. Really appreciate it. Jackson now is one of Donald's most sycophantic, loyal MAGA extremist supporters. Here, though, is Jackson back in, I believe it was 2018, when he was still the White House physician, discussing the results of Donald's annual physical, and specifically in this clip, he's talking about the cognitive test Donald took.
We picked one of the ones that was a little bit more involved. It was longer. It was the more difficult one of all of them. It took significantly longer to complete, but the president did exceedingly well on it. So that was not driven at all by any clinical concerns I have. It was driven by the president's wishes, and he did well on it.
The The test Jackson is referring to is the Montreal Cognitive Assessment, and he describes it as being more involved, more difficult, and much longer and needing more time to administer than comparative tests. I think all of those descriptions are arguable. First of all, a couple of the tasks include copying a cube and drawing a clock face that reads 10 minutes after 11. Also, it takes about 10 minutes to administer. Then, when it comes to Donald's physical health, here's what Jackson had to say.
And I think I first noticed that, we traveled, did some overseas travel last year, and I was really surprised because I didn't know the president early on. When the days, we'd get these 14, 16-hour days, and the staff is just spent after a while, and you're just like, man, when are we going to the hotel? When are we going down? Because you have all the issues of different time zones and things of that nature, too. And I'll tell you, out of everybody there, the president had more stamina and more energy than just about anybody there. And he was the one that was always like, we're not going to skip this event, we're not going to skip this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and stuck to the schedule despite the urging of some of us to let's just forget the rest of the day.
Explain to me how a guy who eats McDonald's and fried chicks and all those Diet Cokes and who never exercises is in as good a shape as you say he's in.
It's called genetics. I don't know. It's some people have just great genes. I told the president that if he had a healthier diet over the last 20 years, he might live to be 200 years old. I don't know. I mean, he has incredible genes. I just assume. I mean, if I didn't watch what I ate, I wouldn't have in the.
Anyways, welcome back, guys, and we are going to be bringing this section by section because I love it whenever I want to make somebody to understand something. I am bringing directly from the sources that I literally got. Now, let's talk about the first particular one, which is the first clip where Trump was seen wandering around as his health collapsed. Let's be sincere. If it's someone that every single thing is okay, do they need to tell him that this is the direction that you need to go? And you see, for the fact that these people know that every single appearance this man will be appearing, this man will literally be on live or be on shows for people to see, and they are not even trying to correct a lot of things before they make him appear, is annoying, honestly. Now, I believe they are his inner caucus that knows about his health state, whatever situation, that would have said, okay, since this is how it is, Mr. President, I need to follow you down to this place so that as you are marching this way, I will be able to redirect you. For crying out loud, this is not a parade. You are not a kid. You know exactly what you are there to do. Why are you marching and facing another place? Another prime minister needs to come to start directing you. That is absolutely a slap to the great nation that we know. That is a big slap. A very, very big slap at that matter. Honestly, I am not only disappointed at the orange man, but I am disappointed at the inner caucus that tagged themselves his own people. Anyways, why do I even need to be disappointed on them? This is the same person that will make decision without telling them. And you want to tell me that all is well with this person. You want to tell me that all is well with this person. You want to tell me that this person is fully okay with all of the issues that he has been having. Someone that can sleep in this day and wake up one morning to scream, there is war. The God of Black America is truly punishing some people. Are we going to be talking about the second scene where this man's hand will be seen literally deteriorating or decaying? I don't know. The orange man, sir, you have enough money, right? Instead of focusing in this war that you are doing, why not take care of yourself first? Why not? I keep asking questions like, how do this man sleep in the night? I've seen that, honestly, this man literally do not have sleep. But why forgetting to take care of yourself, take care of your health, and you're still facing another thing? It's so sad that as at this point, it's no longer news. A lot of people are already aware about this. And it's crazy that every single day, it keeps going down, down, down. And none of his cabinets can look into this. Just imagine that this man have black Americans as his inner circles. Do you think what is suffering he would have suffered it? No, he wouldn't. Because one beautiful thing about black people is they don't only look out for themselves, they look out for each and every person around them. But the fact that every single win he turned to left, right, front, and back, they are all surrounded by white folks. They cannot simply make sure that they do one thing right. One thing they cannot do right. Why? The fear of losing a position, right? A fear of losing a position is now more important than your health. A lot of people have seen that his dementia was what allegedly is parading, trending every single places. It's quite sad, honestly. It's sad that I will have people among me, with me, and these people can literally not be able to stand for me. Honestly, that's the highest of it. Now, if we look at this one, which is the short clip here where this lady said, is Trump health declining? Live reaction of his first week of appearance. That's the problem I have. You know that this person is not fit for life because of what you people know. You people still keep making him to appear live. Okay, because it's a must that he must appear live to talk to you people. The only thing some of these white folks in White House are scared of is that black people are going to take over. That is what they are scared of, that black people are going to move ahead of them. That is one thing they are scared of, and that is why even when something is happening to them, they don't care. As long as they are in that position, as long as they keep pushing, as long as it has not laid them down dead, they will just keep doing what they know how to do. You know that this person is not okay. You don't want to tell the media. We understand. Keep doing his tweeting the way you keep tweeting it. You guys keep making him to appear on live every single now and then. Honestly, black Americans will just keep folding their arms and seeing what is actually going to play out. I'm not wishing him dead. I cannot wish anyone dead, God forbid, because one day I know every single one of us will die, right? But it is important that the money I have should not be a cost to me. The money I have should not be a problem to me. The money I have should not be the reason why I can't be able to take care of myself. You keep the last I saw a clip where he was talking about getting $200 billion or so, or is it $200 million for him to go get and continue this WAR with Iran. That is one of the most important things for him. And I begin to think and wonder, are you even sure most of the command that this man usually take, this man is the one doing it, or there are some people using the name of this man and removing some good huge amount of money and resources down to their pockets? It's just a whole lot of me thinking. I'm sorry, maybe I'm roughing on anyone's shoulder, but you guys let me know what you think in the comment section. But the God of black Americans will still keep doing what he knows how to do best. He will still keep prevailing. He will still keep showing up for black Americans. That's just the honest truth. If your hands are clean, you have nothing to be scared of. If your hands are clean, you have nothing to worry about, and that is what God will continue to do. Anyways, who am I? Let me know what you think in the comment section, and credits belong to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, and also joining my membership. I really do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best, and thank you so much for staying stick and hook with me to the end of this video. Yes, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.